Hey everybody, welcome to EmpireCV.tv. This is a special edition with Guy Fawkes. And you all know best from V for Vendetta. We're going to talk about comics, we're going to talk about art, we're going to talk about the politics in Britain. We're going to do it all today. First off, let's talk about everything we have coming up here. This weekend is the 13th, albeit Ape, but here locally, the Hive downtown is putting on a local art show with Sacramento's nominated Best Comic Book Creative Talent. So you can go down there, look it up, the Hive. You can go to our Facebook, you can go to our website. All the info's up there. Go down, show your support, take a look at some really good artwork. The weekend after that is 24-hour comic book day. That's the 20th from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. Come in early, get a good seat, bring a cushion because it's a long 24 hours, but it's really rewarding when you get done and you have something to show for it. The weekend after that, and the reason we brought this gentleman down, is the 27th. We're going to be doing a special party here at Empire's Comics Vault that night, the 27th, from 5 till we don't know when. What we have become part of is there's a local company called Rosebud that is going to be doing special screen prints, and they are going to be debuting the very first one here on the 27th that you can get. It's going to be limited to 50 prints. They're all going to be hand screen printed. It's not going to be any of the stuff you just print out on a copier. It's going to be a really nice, really special Back to the Future piece done by Heine New Sulk. So what made you want to do a Back to the Future piece?
I think, well, I chose to do something based on my childhood, which made me really happy, I guess. So that was the whole idea.
Was it Michael J. Fox?
Yes, he's dreamy. So, but yeah, it was based on something from my childhood that was a lot of fun to me. And one of the one movies amongst a few others that I can watch over and over again. And I think it's one of the, as us being kids from the 80s, it was one of the best movies back then.
It definitely is one of the ones that really holds the most weight.
Yeah.
And I think that you picked a good one too, because not only is it important to you, but I think a lot of people are really into the Back to the Future type thing. So Back to the Future print, what did you pick from Back to the Future?
Well, like, I tried to basically pick something that was really important to me, and I thought I embodied the whole first movie in general, and I picked all the scenes from the 1955 stuff. So, and I really tried to pinpoint on that alone, and I tried to make a print without using the car at all, and try to pick all these elements that made up the first movie without using the car, because I think a lot of people do a Back to the Future piece and they think the car has to be involved.
They go instantly to
to the car, and I think I tried to do something completely different around that, and I think I pulled it off really well using just the scenes from the 1955.
Nice, and it's got everything on the print. He's got Doc Brown, you've got Michael J. Fox, you've got his young mother, you got the clock tower. It's a really neat piece, so don't miss the 27th. This is going to be the first of many that Rosebud's putting on. Each month will be a new artist. We have people such as Jared lined up. We've got Amador is going to be doing one.
Corey Bernhardt.
Corey's going to be doing one.
Justin Orr from San Francisco.
Yeah, there's a ton of people, and you'll have more information on the website for that. So that being said, let's hit the comic books. For everybody who has been waiting on it, hardcover of Castle. This is the second one. Have you ever watched Castle?
I heard about it.
You know who plays Castle?
And I think you know who plays Castle.
I do know who plays
Castle. You
Castle.
know who plays Castle.
He hasn't been returning my phone calls. But Nathan Fillion, these books are set within the Castle universe and are canon, basically, for it. So it's just a little extra. Once everybody discovered how they could put TV shows and movies into comic book format and make a cool mint, thanks to Buffy, by the way, because she perfected it. This is a great place to go for more Castle. Now we got a couple books. I've got to read all of mine together because this book took like 5 years to come out. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's finally in trade form. For those of you who didn't want to wait all that time, you can get.
Is that the Young Avengers?
This is the Young Avengers Children's Crusade. It's got Scarlet Witch. It's got that kid. It's got Dr. Doom. There's a whole bunch of people
in that. Everybody, the kids in it.
So that's out. Yeah. Beautiful artwork. Really fun, but it's overshadowed completely by Saga.
I don't even know what that is.
Which you should be reading if you
good?
Like Star Wars.
Yes, yeah, I like Star Wars.
Do you really? Have you ever thought about Star Wars on crack?
Is what
Saga
a whole nother level.
It's a whole nother level. You've got magic. You've got science fiction. Two warring. Essentially, one of them lived on the moon, one of them lived on the planet. Two cultures that clashed, and their war spread throughout the galaxy. We open up with somebody from each of the different races, and they are on the run because they're trying to protect
They have
the baby.
they have half-breed baby.
They're not
basically.
supposed to be doing this. And he's from a magic culture. She's from the science fiction culture. And it's Brian K. Vaughan.
Why do they look like Buffy characters from that dancing episode?
Actually, they could fit in with the Buffy universe. We're just going to tie Joss into everything we talk about today. Saga is out in trade. I highly recommend this one. I don't know why I shoved spine, but it's really, really good. It's one of my favorites on the shelf. And each issue, I don't know what's going to happen, and I keep coming back for more. You know what? Let's save the big guns for last.
Yeah.
Save that too.
You can talk about that.
Just
to segue into the Buffy.
Buffy is out this week.
Actually, it's starring Billy, actually. Not Buffy, but Billy.
I don't know who Billy is, but it's starring Billy the Vampire Slayer, Part 1.
I think Buffy's real name is Billy. That's probably what's happening.
You think that's what it is? We're going to discover something whole new level on this. He's going to be in it for. You notice it only says Part 1 of 2.
Part 1 of.
It doesn't say that, but I don't want much Billy, so
I think Billy's taking over.
Let's keep that out. Valiant, we got some for you Valiant fans. 2 of them out this week. You know who nobody cares about Batman and Robin because we're going to talk about other Batman today. Dr. Manhattan. If you guys are in for a really deep read, that is the one to do it. Don't read it really quick while you're trying to go out the door. Third Army.
And I see. I haven't been keeping up on that. I stopped after like the whole. Hal lost his ring. Kind of killed the vibe.
But the first 5 or 6 issues were kind of rocky.
Yeah.
And it's or not plummeted. It's taken off from there. And this is where the Guardians are creating the Third Army, which ultimately is going to replace the Lanterns. It's going to replace the Alpha Lanterns. They screwed up with the Manhunters. Well, they screw up pretty much everything they do. The Third Army is supposed to take over and bring peace to the galaxy. And what it essentially does is these things infect. They'll grab hold of you. They'll turn you into one of them. And it's the Manhunter.
It's like a virus.
Yeah, it's like the Manhunter thing taken to an extreme because the Manhunter is determined that all life is committed by, or all crime is committed by life. Yeah. So therefore, they might as well take out everything to solve it. Like this one, taken from Just Said. This one is a little different. It's not as brutal. It takes away your will and your ability to reason for yourself. But isn't that a fair compromise for peace?
I think so.
I do too. The Nazis would love you. We got to work that issue too. Yeah. And there's a Nazi segue later too. Yeah. Oh yeah, Punk Rock Jesus. I love this book, but I don't need to talk about it because it sells like crack.
Yeah, it's a great book.
If you guys aren't reading Punk Rock Jesus, I'll let you know when the trade comes out.
You should.
Because some of the early issues, are hard to find. What's his name? Murphy.
Sean Gordon Murphy, but it's amazing. Like that book is like one of the best books.
You know what? The last time you were on the podcast or the video, this was out then too.
Yeah, and you didn't even bring it up. Yeah, but it's a great book.
It is a really good book. This is one of your favorites.
Yes.
And one of mine.
I love
the X-Men, Fugitives, Mutant Hysteria. I don't need to say more. You can probably go back to the last 10 and hear me talk about it every single time. Coming to an end. It says so right there. End times.
But how many times have they done that over and over? Remember when they did Disassemble? It looked the same.
Yeah, they took the design. I didn't even notice that. They have the whole Disassemble
thing
going on.
And then that too. Remember that was the same font too, and it said Disassemble instead of End Time.
It did. Well, look at that. We got them on here. But if it makes anyone feel any better, your Avengers aren't coming to an end, your X-Men aren't coming to an end, because aptly tied to AVX, they're going to rise like a phoenix from the ashes with all new number ones.
With new
creative
X-Men.
teams, new teams in the book. It's going to be a good time for Marvel. They saw what DC did and said, we want a piece of that action. And so here we go. But they're not rebooting.
They should.
They should. Well, you like DC more, though.
I do love DC more.
And see, I'm a bigger Marvel guy.
Yeah.
That was uncalled for.
So
we got some Secret Avengers. It's coming to an end. Cap.
Which
is always good. Fantastic Four. If you see that big old final issue, because we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Hickman. That's all right, because Hickman's going to bigger and better things. Evidently, there's somebody coming on this book who will make a 6-issue story arc into a 32-issue story arc. I love his writing, but please don't turn that into Invincible Iron Man. Read She-Hulk this week? Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
This is your third chance. Buy the She-Hulk book or she will come destroy all your pirated comic books. I'm not caught up on this, but I just started reading it. Wood made me want to read it. I wasn't reading X-Men before that. I read other X-Men, just not straight X-Men. Adjectiveless X-Men. And I've caught up on the first few with him, and he is doing a really good job. You got Colossus, you got Storm. I don't care about Pixie or Domino, but
You like Storm.
I'm a big Storm fan,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
She
What happened to Mohawk Storm? Remember, she was back for a little bit.
you
and then-
can't.
And then they took that
Well,
away.
there.
again.
She grew her hair out?
Mohawk
Yeah.
Storm is coming to Ultimate X-Men. It's going to be pretty darn incredible. Ultimate Storm, she's on the fence right now. She hasn't joined the fight, but she's about to get in big time. So,
It's gonna start Storm.
well, I mean, Storm this is cool because she's
Ba-dum-bum.
completely autonomous from Cyclops. She doesn't have she reports to him, but she doesn't always do what he wants. Now there's no Cyclops. She can lead the team the way it's meant to be led. She can lead it the way the X-Men should be. You know what? In fact, with this big vacuum, she should just jump in and fill the role. And Wolverine should be subordinate to Storm. Last AVX crossover. I think this should be it. Those kids don't. Oh, little baby Apocalypse. Nice. Yeah, it is actually. Now on to the big guns. Let's finish up with X-Men since we were talking about it. Consequences. AVX is over. Scott Summers is in prison. He's a terrorist essentially. They're the Emma and Cyclops.
Well, he's got a Nightwing suit on.
He does kind of look like Nightwing. Emma, Magneto, Colossus, Magic, and Namor are all on the run. Cyclops is in jail. This is the pickup. This is part one where Cap comes to Wolverine. What are we going to do? We see Iron Man and Carol Danvers hunting for Magneto, who quite honestly should not have. There's no reason they should be hunting for Magneto. If they're going to forgive everyone else, they need to forgive Magneto because all of these people fought against him. The Avengers are kissing Hope's butt in this. Like, seriously kissing her butt. Like, oh, what are you going to do now? Do you want to join our ranks? Just a few issues before, they were trying to slap her down.
Amazing.
But this one, I was always on the Avengers side. So condescending. I was on the Avengers side because of the way they handle things. But they are really pushing, really pushing to make the way they're handling Cyclops and potentially some of the other ones to look really bad. So we'll see if the Avengers fall in line or if the government takes it from there. There's mention of Sentinels. There's mention of mutant hysteria and fear. So we'll see where it goes. But it leads essentially right into this, which is our Uncanny X-Men that comes out this week. They're mixing the two, you see. Or Avengers. Uncanny Avengers, sorry.
Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah, because the Avengers have never been uncanny before.
Now they are.
Yeah, they've been mighty, they've been new, they've been young. They've never been uncanny. And now with the addition of Wolverine.
They've been dark.
And they have been dark, yes. And Havoc. They have become uncanny. The team on this is beautiful. Number one is out this week. There's like a ton of different covers. A few of them are behind the wall. Lots of them are out there. The Scotty Young variant's out there. The I'm an X-Men cover. The I'm an Avenger cover. We're also doing a special on these starting tomorrow through the 16th. It's in the email and on the Facebook. I'm gonna say yes, but
Through next Tuesday.
through next Tuesday, yes, through next Tuesday, Wednesday through Tuesday, we're doing specials on the Uncanny Avengers and X-Men and Avengers merchandise. So take a peek at our Facebook to find out all about that, or our website because it's all up there. But this one is probably going to be the biggest one of the week. As much as I was excited about that, DC went and threw something in there to try and screw up Marvel's spotlight. And this is going to be bigger than the Court of Owls. This is going to be bigger than anything that Snyder and Capullo have done so far. This here is what we've been waiting for. You have the Return of the Joker. 2 books are out this week. This one is much cooler because, take a peek, pull it open, and boom, look at that. This one's all right. It's just Batman.
This is Batman.
No big deal. It's not as cool as the Barbara Gordon's eye. And this
yeah.
one's especially important because of what happened to Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
This one is the prologue. This is what really builds it up. Joker's back. We find out in here, and I won't ruin anything, but Barbara does get a knock at the door. Very reminiscent to the old days.
Yeah.
Does she get a bullet through the spine? I don't
Most
know. You
likely.
have to read.
Most likely.
Somebody's gonna do it at some point. If it's not in here,
I think it's like
gonna
that whole
happen.
Dr. Manhattan thing. It's like no matter what she does, her
Nice.
life is
It's always going to come back together. Batman, though, this one starts it. This is where Joker actually returns. This is where the laughing gas starts popping up. Batman knows he's back, calls in the troops, starts hunting him down. This has got something for everybody. There's a couple special appearances. Beautiful artwork. This is the book of the week. Batman. Do you approve?
Yep.
All
Batman
right.
is the book of the week.
I think that's about it, guys. Don't
we
forget
have
all of our.
to sell.
Oh yeah, we've got masks. If you don't have V,
Yeah.
you can get. Do you have V?
I remember we both got V with that WonderCon when it first came out.
I didn't.
Yeah, no, you did not. You can now get a V mask. And do you have V the trade?
Well, you do
We
now.
do now.
What
Yeah.
you can do is you can go to the shelf over here under Vertigo and pick up V for Vendetta. I believe it's $20 for the trade. It's not bad. It's a thick trade. Or you can pick up the box set. It's $25 for the trade and a mask. $5 for this puppy. How can you go wrong?
Okay. You have a few over there.
That's it. Thank you very much, you guys. See you on the 27th for where you'll see Hide and New. You can come down and get a limited edition print. Come on in and get it early because there's not many of them. Thank you. What is it? That's what I'm talking about. Book of the week. Book of the week. We're filming. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Empire's Comics Vault. Stop it. Are we still filming?